Hey there, I'm Sammy and welcome back to my channel. This week's video, I have something a little bit different for you and I'm going to be giving my office desk a little makeover. I can't wait to share this project with you, so let's get right to it. Alrighty guys, let's get started on this piece. I'm excited to be doing this. Actually, I've had this desk for a while. It's been in my office and I've been using it. I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I paid $100 for it. Honestly, I'm sure I could sell it for a lot more. I don't have a maker's mark on this. I can't find it. Let's fix this desk together, guys. First things first, hardware's coming off. Okay, we're starting off with the top here. I've got my Orbital Festool sander here with a 120 grit sandpaper on it. It's attached to my dust extractor. I'm gonna go to town sanding this top. I feel like this finish is gonna come off fairly easily. It seems like a light finish. We're also going to try to sand through any scratches and dings that are on this top surface. If we can get those out with the sander, that is preferred than filling them. So, let's go. For this flip, I was using 100% Festool sanders and it was a breeze. I am loving these two sanders. They're my favorite tools right now. I just recently got this round Orbital one. I've had this square one for a while. I love to use my little pad on it, especially for these rounded edges, and boy, are these sanders way better than my Ryobi sanders. So if you are looking into sanders like this, I definitely recommend the Festool ones. I did look into the Surf Prep ones, but I'm honestly really glad I ended up going with Festool products because I'm loving them so much. It's really cold out today, so I'm doing my best to stay out in the sun because it's a lot warmer in the sunshine. But still, it's only like 38, 40 degrees. So thank goodness for my overalls, you know. Really coming in handy today. We're gonna get this sanded. He's stalking me. You are so tough. Yes, you are. Oh, God. Get a toy. Go get a toy. Really? Put it on the roof. Got it. Alright, it's the next day, and man did it take a lot to get me out here. Because it's freezing today, okay? Oh my gosh. It's literally snowing. I'm in Georgia, and it's literally snowing right now. Well, that tells you how cold it is. I've got all of my layers underneath this. I've got a sweater under this big sweater and a shirt underneath that. This is kind of wild. I thought when I was coming back from Alaska, I wouldn't see the snow again for at least another year. So we're actually gonna see how long I last. Definitely not getting a top coat on this, I feel like, later today. Let's see how long I last out here in freezing cold. I don't like being cold. I would much rather be really, really hot. Alright guys, it is so freaking cold outside right now. Don't appreciate it. Okay. I don't know what the weather is thinking. This just doesn't happen in Georgia though, so I need you to get it together. I finally have everything sanded, okay? This is like a day project, all right? This is, I think, day 4, okay? Because of the weather. We're ready to stain now. I'm gonna be using a gel stain on this. One, mainly because it's very forgiving, and after sanding the areas I wanted to sand on this, there's some different kinds of wood going on here, so we might even use some toner to kind of tone everything together. Going for a dark, deep, rich look, you'll notice, you only can't see it now, but you'll see later that I didn't sand some parts of this. And 1, it was going to be really annoying to sand. 2, it was in really great shape, didn't have any scuffs or dings. If I need to, I might go in with some Restore finish on those areas, but I don't think I'll need to. I think I'll cover what I can with this gel stain. We're going to go in with this gel stain, Barthane gel stain in mahogany. I have my little applicator brush here that I'm going to use to apply it, and then we'll use a rag to wipe off any of the excess. We're not using a pre-stain on this, mostly because I don't have one. I'm not too worried about it. Also, gel stain's really forgiving, so I'm not too worried. That's about it. My plan is to get this stained today. There is no way I'm getting a top coat on this because it is way too cold outside for that. And who knows when it will be warm enough. It's fine, it's not like this is my desk or anything. Stay there, don't move. These are the pullouts, and I'm going to start by staining these because, well, they're hidden. So if I mess up, then not a big deal. As you can see, I already tested it out, and I was like, yes, I like this color, so I went with it. Yeah, get some on your little stick. I'm going to move my heater closer to me, so that's not fun. Wonderful. Nope. Okay, on goes the stain. I need to get a rag. So, I'm just wiping the excess away. Oh yeah, baby. It's nice and rich. Flip this over to start on the legs and finish those off first. They have this gold little cuff on the bottom, and I'm not going to worry that much about getting a little bit of stain on it because I'm going to go in with some Robin Buff later and clean these up, touch them up, and make them look good as new. Also, so they will match the hardware because they currently do not match at all.
You might be able to tell in some of these shots, but some of this is different kinds of wood than other parts of it. So like the legs, for instance, that is a different kind of wood than the other paneling that's on here, and you can kind of tell the tone difference here. The gel stain does a really good job at kind of matching those and covering that up just slightly more than a liquid stain would. So that's another reason why I went with this gel stain. It does a really good job of kind of blending it all together, even if things are a little bit different tones or different wood types. And in the end, I ended up just doing one coat over everything, and it all matched pretty well. After I got that coat of stain on, it was very cold outside and dark, so I didn't end up getting a top coat on it until the following day when the sun was out and it was much warmer outside, thank goodness. So I got one thorough top coat on this. I'm using a satin finish polyurethane in my sprayer as always. Okay, it's looking so good. Wrapping this up real quickly. I have one more thing to do, address the hardware and the little gold cuffs on the feet. So I want everything to match, but something needs to happen. They need to look a little bit better than they do now. So I'm gonna go ahead with some Rub and Buff. I'm gonna go touch up the legs really quickly. I'm just gonna use a little paintbrush here, go touch those up. Then I've done a little bit here to make sure that it's gonna look really good, and it does. So then I'm gonna go in and touch up the hardware. I'm just gonna go in with a glove on these. I don't think these need to be as detailed as the legs, and those are just a more difficult area to reach. I'm not gonna be taping anything off. So I'm gonna go in really carefully with my brush on those, gloves on these. Everything will match. I'm also gonna do the lock. And you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to a locksmith. This probably won't happen for a few days though, but I'm gonna go to a locksmith, have them make a key for this so that that one drawer can lock and unlock, because currently I don't have a key for it, but it does have this lock, so I feel like we should make it functional, you know? So I'm gonna go get a key. This is the Antique Gold Rub and Buff. I love this stuff. It goes on really easy, as you can tell. I put this on with a paintbrush. You can use a glove. Whatever works best for you or you prefer, you can do. And that's why I love this product. It's really versatile. You can use it on anything. You can apply it in different ways. It dries really quickly, and it's really hard to mess up. So it's my go-to, honestly. So I'm setting this desk back up and putting the top back on, but I ran my hand over this and it is not as smooth as I would like it to be, and that's mainly because of just the way the top coat dried. And it's really important to sand between coats, and I don't always show it, but I always do it. Go into the really high grit sandpaper between coats of paint, stains, and top coats, all of the above. But if you are worried that it's not as smooth as you want after your final coat, here's a tip. Okay, get a paper bag. This is just a section of the Trader Joe's bag that I have, and you're gonna use that as sandpaper. It has just enough texture on the paper to smooth the surface, and it gives you what you need, and it's not gonna scratch anything for you. So if I just run this over, it's so smooth, and it just takes like one swipe. It leaves no scratches, and it's super smooth.
All right, now it's time to get the hardware on. This has been drying overnight actually because I just wanted to make sure that this ribbon buff was set. Here it is.
After getting the hardware on, I did decide to go in with some drawer liners because I just felt like it needed a little bit of something, and this desk is for me, so I wanted a little touch of feminine in this desk. And if somebody doesn't like it when I seal it, they can always take it out. The stuff is not that sticky on the back side, and I love that also, so if you want to remove it, you can. And now it's time for the finished look. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed this furniture flip. I sure am loving my new and improved office desk. As always, I will leave a list of my most used tools and favorite products in the description below. And even though I decided to keep this desk for myself, I'll include a profit breakdown to give you an idea of what I would list it at. As for now, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!